All right, so this is my second day. This is my third meal, which is now my 12 o'clock pill feeding. So it's been 1.5 days since I've eaten anything other than food pills. So I did a little bit of calculations and maths. So I wanted to kind of show everybody at least where my thoughts on calculating the calories. And while I do that, I will have my lunch, which is kind of funny to say. But the most amazing thing so far, I'm completely surprised, is that I am not hungry, which is really surprising, which for the amount of calories that I'm taking in seemed really strange, but there has to be something with the combination that I've learned over the last months of different things being put together that just sustain you throughout the day. But also, I think the sheer number of pills that I'm taking and the expansion has to play into it. So I definitely would love to do the experiment of taking the pills and putting them in vinegar, which is what I found out the same acidity as your stomach. So I think I'll do that maybe tomorrow and basically see how much does this expand, and maybe that's why I'm feeling so full. And then obviously the nutrients that I'm getting is probably better than what I'm getting from McDonald's and Taco Bell, so maybe that's why I'm actually not feeling hungry even though I'm doing less calories. So let's see. So what I did is I calculated it depending on the food type. I'm not sharing the food list yet. At some point, we'll obviously share that, but at least as of right now, it's a little bit of the IP. So what I did is I basically have my calories per pill, okay, and then what it is how many of these pills am I taking per serving? So we have for example 5 of this type of pill. Number of servings is 6. So you have your 7 o'clock, 9:30, 12 o'clock, 2:35, and then 7:30. So 6 servings. I'm taking 5 pills. That'd be 30 pills. Calories 3.75 total calories. And then I have all the breakdown of the carbs. What I did is basically found the nutritional facts on the back of the freeze-dried product, and then I would look into, all right, what is it per gram? And then I have a little basically small scale, and I measure out 10 pills, write them all down, and then take the average. And then I take the empty pills, measure 10 of them, take the average, and subtract it. So then I know exactly what material is actually the weight inside of each pill, and I can obviously reverse into it to figure out exactly what it is for the carbs, the fat, etc. per pill. So then I can compute out all the protein, the fat, the carbs, along with actually all the nutrients that are in each one. Still fine detailing that because I got to figure out what I need. I obviously have some information on what I need per nutrients. But as right now, it's just focusing totally on calories. My goal is I've been losing about 1 pound a week, which has been really slow. And I really want to get up to about 5 pounds a week, which would be really cool. So anyway, with the amount of carbs, or with the amount of pills that I'm taking right now, I'm hitting 968 calories. Now, I actually had it dialed up to about 1,200 calories. That's why I said goal 1,200. But when I was playing with how much weight loss I was losing, I was only losing about 3 pounds. So I was like, all right, let me cut down on some pills. I'll make it so it's just 40 pills, 968 calories. And you can see my carb breakdown, 42%, fat 29, protein 28. And the way I computed what I needed for my metabolic rate was I found an academic study here that basically shows, all right, what you need to do for a resting energy expenditure. So in my case, I'm a man, 10 times my weight in kilograms plus 6.25 plus times the height minus 5 times my age, which is 40 plus 5. So you compute that out. I get 1970. But you have to do some activity. I mean, that's like if I just laid in bed, did nothing. So we'll measure like 1.2 to 1.6 and get a grand total of 2,365 is like just moving around throughout the day, okay? And then, so I have my total calories. And then what I did is I looked at, all right, well, I am doing a little exercise now. So in this case, I did my 2.5 mile walk, a little over 40 minutes. I'm going to do this in the morning and in the evening. So I go ahead and I figure out what is the number of calories I'm burning. All right, 304. So I put in 304 for my morning walk, 304 for my evening walk. And then in this case, I get a total of 2,973 calories is what I would need if I wanted to just maintain my weight. And okay, my food pills, I'm getting 968 calories. So my net calorie loss is 2,005 times 7 days a week, 14,035. Now, if you burn 3,500 calories, you lose 1 pound. So I take the 14,000 divided by the 3,500, and I'm at 4 pounds. Now I could cut my calories down a little bit more, but I don't want to be hungry. So I'm trying to adjust this so that I'm not hungry, but are still losing weight. So in this case, 4 pounds is pretty good. But once again, it depends on your metabolic rate. This is kind of like a guesstimate on, each individual. So hopefully by eating 6 times a day, I'm actually increasing my metabolic rate. So maybe I will get my 5 pounds. But according to this, if I stick to this exactly, I'll lose about 4 pounds. So we'll find out when I weigh myself at the end of 7 days. But what's amazing about this is you can literally dial this in. I mean, I can, increase something, 3 times and make it, 6 times. And then all of a sudden, what does that equal? All right, now I'm at almost 1,200 calories, which is where I was before. Okay, how does that change my fat? How does that change my protein? Or I can go back. I mean, what's amazing is like you can really dial this in because you know exactly what you're taking per pill, and you can actually really figure out what you want to have a specific amount of carbs, protein, etc. My thoughts are is that maybe depending on what different people want, they could actually come up with different formulations of pills to say, hey, take this many of this many of this if you're on a keto diet. Take this if you want to gain weight, or take this if you just really focused on vitamins. So, and then really just fine tune it depending on what your needs are. Obviously, in my case, I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm doing super low calories. Once I get down to hopefully my 185 weight, then I would be focusing maybe more on the nutrient side, or in the sense of maybe my energy level. So I might be upping my sugar levels. But anyway, this just lets you really dial this in to figure out what you want. So I guess the next thing would be to figure out the nutrients that I need, make sure that I'm getting the correct nutrients, which I would say I'm probably getting way more nutrients doing all these healthy plants than the crap I was used to eating. So. And then I also wanted to show you a little bit of information on freeze drying and like why am I using freeze dried stuff versus dehydrated stuff. So first off, I'm not buying anything that's a powder. I'm buying everything as whole foods. So it looks exactly like this is it freeze dried. Here it is fresh. Here it is freeze dried. Here it is fresh. So that way, when I'm actually making this into, crumbling up into granulars, I know it's real food. Versus you buying something off Amazon that's just a powder, you have no idea what's in it. There could be additives. You don't know if the food looked good beforehand. So I'm only going to buy stuff that's actually real food. Now, one thing that's really cool is freeze drying lasts about 25 years. This is why a lot of like the preppers, the zombie apocalypse is going to come, use freeze dried stuff in their bunkers. So in this case, we could take stuff from all around the world, freeze dry it, put it in pill form. It will last for 25 years. We can ship it all around the world. If there's ever a disaster, this could be another way to feed people, which is something I'm really interested in seeing. I did Singularity University last year, Global Solution Program. We were trying to help solve climate warming. And one of the big problems is meat production. And I eat a ton of meat. But after going through that program, I realized obviously, all the methane from the cows, just how much water is used for livestock, how much land we use to basically make the plants that we then feed the animals. Where if we could do basically more of a plant-based diet, how much healthier everyone would be. On top of that, obviously help change climate warming. And then everyone would actually hopefully not be as fat. And then you'd have less diabetes, you have less heart attacks, and everyone would live longer. So, in addition, freeze drying, the nutrients, 97% is kept versus dehydration, lose about 60%, canned, it's 40% of the nutrient. And the amazing thing about this is we're not cooking it. When you actually cook something, you also lose dehydration. So everyone thinks, oh, I'm eating fresh food, and then they go ahead and cook it. It loses a lot of that nutrients. The other thing is freeze dried, as soon as it's grown and it's the most ripe time, that's when they pick it and they instantly freeze dry it. From the stuff I've been researching, when you basically take fresh produce, you put it on baskets, put it on a truck, you get shipped to a warehouse, then they box it up, then they ship it to a supermarket. that can be a day, 2 days, 3 days, and then it's sitting there, and then you're basically, losing nutrients every day that goes by. And then you buy it, bring it back home, put it in your fridge, and it's another day, or another day. And a lot of times, first off, it goes bad, which is obviously a waste of money, and that's one of the biggest things I hated. But also because you end up having basically that nutrient level go down and down with each day. Where by eating the freeze-dried stuff, you're getting basically all the nutrients it was when it was fresh picked. So, at least from all the white papers that I've been reading. So, it's pretty amazing stuff. So, and I know it's probably annoying to see me always be doing the pills, but I figured, hey, I'll record myself every time I have the pills through this whole 30-day experience so that we can actually measure. First off, I can prove I've been taking the pills. Second off, we can see what the weight loss is. So, depending on the calculations, it's a direct correlation, right? It's like, all right, here's what I'm taking in for calories. Here's what the weight loss is. It actually works. So, but other than that, I'm going to be working on probably making more pills come running up. Actually having, what is the total here? I'm having 240 pills a day. So I have a little machine that makes 100. It takes me about a half hour to 40 minutes to make about 100. So, it's taking me about an hour, hour and a half a day to do pills.